Before I start, I want to ask you to hit subscribe. It helps me keep sharing these real, raw stories. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. So drop a comment after listening. I never thought a little trip could change everything. I packed my bag that Thursday morning, telling myself it was just a short getaway, a weekend to clear my head and, secretly, to teach her a lesson. I knew things hadn't been right between us lately. Small annoyances, missed gestures, late-night excuses. They'd been piling up, a quiet storm I kept ignoring. I remember the first unsettling text I received while I was still at the station. Have fun. Don't worry about me. Short, cold. My stomach twisted, but I shrugged it off. She was busy at work. I told myself I was overthinking. The train ride felt longer than usual, but I tried to enjoy the scenery. Mountains fading into golden fields, the wind brushing past the windows. It should have been peaceful, but every time my phone buzzed, my chest sank. I told myself to stop reading too much into it. I'm just paranoid, I thought. By Friday evening, I started noticing little things. She wasn't answering calls as quickly. Messages that used to be warm were now clipped, almost robotic. I found myself scrolling through old photos on my phone, laughing at times when we'd been close, holding hands on rainy afternoons, and a hollow feeling settled in my chest. Memories that used to feel like home now felt like evidence of lies I hadn't yet seen. Saturday morning, I got another text. Busy, can't talk. That's when doubt became suspicion. I tried calling, but it went straight to voicemail. I paced the hotel room, heart pounding, telling myself I was imagining things. Maybe she was just stressed. Maybe I'd overreacted. But then came the message that froze me. From an unknown number. Don't worry, I've got her. My hands trembled as I stared at the screen. I wanted to call, to scream, to do something, but I couldn't. Something deep inside me knew the truth. I felt sick, but I stayed silent, listening to the train of thoughts in my own head, trying to make sense of it. When I got home late Sunday night, everything hit me at once. The front door was slightly ajar, and my keys weren't where I left them. I stepped inside cautiously, hearing laughter from the living room, a voice I didn't recognize. My stomach dropped. I wasn't ready for this. I found her phone on the counter, unlocked, and there it was. Messages, hundreds of them, full of inside jokes I didn't share, late-night plans, secret rendezvous. Every, I love you, she'd whispered to me suddenly felt like a lie. I read the text again and again, hoping to convince myself it wasn't real, but each word burned deeper. I confronted her quietly. Not angry, too raw for that, just broken. Why? I asked. She looked at me like I was a stranger, guilt and panic flickering across her face. Her excuses tumbled out, clumsy, selfish, weak. She said it wasn't about me, that she was lonely, that she needed something I wasn't giving. Every word sounded hollow. I wanted to scream, to hit something, to make her feel even a fraction of the pain I felt. But I couldn't. Instead, I sat on the edge of the couch, staring at the floor, letting the silence speak. Memories of our quiet Sunday mornings, our shared secrets, our laughter, they all felt tainted now, like fragments of someone else's story. I realized then that love wasn't enough to fix betrayal. I could forgive, maybe, but trust? Trust had died quietly in the spaces between our lives. I felt a strange clarity. Leaving for that little trip to teach a lesson seemed almost poetic now. I had thought I was punishing her, but the universe had a way of punishing me first, with truth. She begged, cried, tried to explain herself over the next few days. I listened, but each word felt like another nail in the coffin of our life together. And somewhere in that heartbreak, I found a small shard of strength. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need to make her pay. I needed to reclaim myself. The final morning, I packed my bag again, but this time, it wasn't for a trip. It was for leaving. I left a note, short, simple, honest. I loved you once. I loved us. But I can't live in a house built on lies. Goodbye. I put my keys on the counter and walked out, carrying my grief with dignity. Walking away wasn't easy. The house felt emptier than I'd ever imagined. But the air tasted different, clearer somehow. There was pain, Yes, but also possibility. A chance to heal, to rebuild, to trust myself again. Sometimes, late at night, I still remember that little trip, the quiet tension, the messages I wish I hadn't seen. But I also remember the moment I chose myself over heartbreak. And that, more than anything, changed everything. If this story hit you, make sure to subscribe for more real, raw stories like this. And I want to hear from you. Have you ever faced a betrayal that shifted everything? Share your thoughts in the comments below.